What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to episode 9 of Let's Talk Wrestling. Today I'm going to be talking about the hottest topic in wrestling at the minute and probably for the remainder of the year, because it's that man right there, John Cena, who is on his final run, his farewell tour, and well, it's definitely taken a turn, hasn't it? A heel turn, and the first one in John Cena's career in over 20 years, which is pretty crazy, which is what makes this moment so significant and such a once in a generation thing, because there aren't people who are faces or even heels their entire career anymore. You don't get guys like that. I mean, the closest thing you can compare this to is Hulk Hogan's heel turn in WCW, but you know, he very similar, because him and Cena both definitely buried some guys, maybe won some titles when they shouldn't have. You also have Stone Cold turning heel at WrestleMania 18, which is sort of similar, you know, a huge babyface turning heel. For not obviously not the first time. Stone Cold was a babyface for the majority of his main event run, though. Obviously not to the same extent as John Cena. John Cena's been a clean cut for the kids, for the families, PG era sort of babyface. Stone Cold is more of that edgy attitude era babyface who just sort of beat up his boss, which people resonated with and probably still do, to be fair. But yeah, a bit different, to be honest, isn't it? So John Cena is a heel, which I did sort of predict. I did see this as a possible outcome of the Elimination Chamber, but I didn't see it happening because I just didn't think they would make him a heel during his final run in the company. But, you know, it makes a lot of sense. John Cena not turning up, you know, you sort of promise. He didn't promise, I'm going to put that out there right now. He didn't promise he was going to be full-time. Media sort of ran with that story, but now they're playing it perfectly. Like, Cena's just not showing up. He put himself in the Elimination Chamber. He didn't have to earn a spot, he just took one. And then he sold out. He stomped on Cody's head. He hit him with a title belt twice. He hit him with a Rolex. You know, he hit him in the balls. So all classic heel moves, and you know, I'm really excited to see where this goes. Obviously, it's going to hot up on the road to WrestleMania, where he'll actually be making more appearances. I think he's confirmed for 2 dates towards the end of March during the European Road to WrestleMania tour, so that'll be great. I won't be going because those ticket prices are insane, like 300 quid for just a 2-hour Raw, like not a pay-per-view, not anything special, just because John Cena's there. So yeah, not doing that, unfortunately. I did see maybe the start of his final run, you could say, when he came to the O2 in London, Money in the Bank, where he sort of started off. I feel like that was the beginning of his final run in London. So I got to see the start of it. Maybe won't see the end. Well, I won't see the end, but I'm not bothered about it. I'll watch it on Netflix. It'll be all good. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting going into that. I imagine it'll be a heel through to Mania. I think he's got to beat Cody. You don't turn John Cena heel if he isn't going to beat Cody Rhodes, and I think he 100% will beat Cody Rhodes. I think it says a lot about Cody Rhodes that he's the level of babyface where you can have John Cena turn on him and it's a full-on heel turn that everyone agrees with, and it's not a heel turn for the other guy because, wow, you've made John Cena snap, which, you know, you could have been. But Cody is that strong of a babyface that, you know, and he's the face of the company, and it really does say a lot about him that they've trusted him with a role such as that. And not only that, but he was the guy that dethroned Roman Reigns, and he's the guy that The Rock's involved with and everything like that. So yeah, Cena wins there. Punk called him out on Raw after he beat him in the Elimination Chamber and killed his dreams of winning it and going on to WrestleMania, which leaves Punk in a bit of a predicament. You know, he's probably going to face Rollins. We have that steel cage match next week on Raw, where you assume Roman Reigns comes back, and we do know about Punk and Roman and Heyman and that favor that they have owed. So obviously that was one direction they could have went, one direction, towards Mania, have Punk versus Cody, because it's obviously been teased. I think we definitely do get that match somewhere down the line, just not yet, maybe. And then Punk and Rollins, I think, would be fine with that, but Roman will probably be added into the triple threat like we saw at Royal Rumble, and that's fine, because otherwise, if that wasn't the way they went and Cena had Cody, Cena would have probably had this dickhead, Logan Paul, in his final WrestleMania match ever, which would have been a travesty, and he wouldn't have main evented either. I think Cena has to main event his final Mania because it is best for business, like he said, and even that was quite a heelish thing to say. And yeah, we've got people covering it on like ESPN on First Take, which is like mainly a basketball program in America where they just talk about basketball and the NBA and stuff like that, and they're covering WWE, which is pretty huge, and probably the first time that's ever really happened. I mean, we had Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman go on Stephen A. Smith. That might have been on First Take. I'm assuming that was on First Take as well, and they were on there. So, you know, wrestling is definitely getting more mainstream, and things like this, like people seeing John Cena come back and then seeing him turn heel, will definitely turn casual heads and, you know, old watchers back onto the product, which is good. And so will it being on Netflix and being like easier to watch, that will definitely do that too. And, you know, everyone is going to want to watch a bad guy, John Cena. Obviously, he's been a bad guy to some people for years, you know, burying people, burying the Nexus, that whole thing, burying Bray Wyatt, rest in peace, and, you know, countless other guys along the way. But he sort of stopped that in his last run with the writer's strike. You know, he was paying things back, and he was taking losses to guys like Solo, and now he's back. He got thrown out of the Rumble, but, you know, by Jey Uso, and now he wins the Elimination Chamber. He sides with The Rock, and he's gonna, I think this is where we see that ruthless Super Cena, Superman, Homelander John Cena, not Homelander, Peacemaker. I thought we could have seen a heel Cody potentially going into this or coming out of this feud, but we're getting the heel Cena, which I imagine it'll be through Mania and then potentially through to his SummerSlam match. But then after that, I would imagine he will turn face. And there is Jey Uso, who I just mentioned, who obviously has taken John Cena's WrestleMania match that I thought was going to be the direction they go with it, because obviously Gunther's a heel, John Cena's a babyface, always. John Cena's always a babyface. He's not going to turn heel in his final run. So I thought that made sense, but no. It does make a bit more sense now that that's where they were going with it. I don't know who else could have faced Gunther. Probably CM Punk. You know, maybe Rollins. Maybe Sami Zayn. Chad Gable would have been really cool. I want to see Chad Gable beat Gunther at some point. But yeah, so that isn't John Cena's WrestleMania match. And then there's Randy Orton, who has obviously just returned. And here's a dynamic that we've never really thought of before. A heel John Cena versus a babyface Randy Orton, which is very interesting. I still think I don't know if we'll get towards the end of his run, if we'll get a heel Randy Orton against a face John Cena. You know, he could come back to that legend killer role and just be ruthless, but I don't know if I see him doing that, or if it will just be more like a John's last match sort of thing. But if it is earlier, we could potentially have a heel John Cena against the babyface Randy Orton, which is really interesting. And, you know, he's they're old rivals, but they're old friends. He might be trying to bring him back to the good side, you know. Unfortunately, Logan Paul is a match that I do see happening at some point, and I do definitely want to see John Cena also have an open challenge, whether that is for his WWE title, which you assume he wins at WrestleMania, or the Intercontinental title, which I still hope he wins to obviously become a Grand Slam champion. Part of me thinks he's going to get a weird tag team run, like just be given the tag titles at some point. You know, Randy could work with that. Maybe, I mean, imagine John Cena and The Rock as tag team champions, just for shits and gigs. Just have them win them on night one for no reason. Just win them on night one because The Rock just puts them in a match. Win them on night one, come out with them on night two, and then beat Cody, and I don't know what you do with the tag belts, but yeah. I've not really covered any ground, I feel like, in 11 minutes. I've not really said anything groundbreaking, but they're sort of my thoughts on John Cena's heel run. I think it's going to be very interesting to see where it goes. So please do let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, what you think is going to happen, what you think about it so far, what you're excited for, some potential feuds for a heel John Cena. Would have been really interesting, you know, when Edge was here, if we had a heel John Cena versus a face Edge, maybe. I don't know. The Hardy Boys back. Could have a Jeff Hardy versus a heel John Cena. Heel John Cena versus a babyface Sheamus. A babyface LA Knight. I think we definitely need another AJ Styles match after WrestleMania. A Bronson Reed could crush Cena. I think that would be really fun. But yeah, Obafemi. Imagine if he came up and just destroyed Cena. That'd be pretty funny. But yeah, I think that's all for today, guys. So I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you've left your thoughts down in the comment section below, as I said. If there is any other things you'd like me to cover in this series, do let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll get to them. Along with any other videos you'd like to see, you know, whatever they could be. Or just your thoughts on anything in general, and I'll reply to them. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please do like the video and turn on, hit the subscribe button. Turn on your post notifications so you are updated every time I upload. And yeah, help me to get to 500 subscribers, because that's the goal I set myself at the start of the year to reach at the end of the year. I've already got over 400 thanks to all of you. So yeah, we're over halfway there, on the road to 500. So let's get us there. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.